Hi, I'm Chris Massari, and you're here with another excellent ComicsVerse interview with colorist, inker, and graphic designer Andrew Harmon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, from my understanding, you really like telling the story about how you got into coloring. Would you mind repeating that and going into as much detail as you would like?
No problem. I will. It can be kind of lengthy. I'll try to shorten it just a bit. But I met up with an artist, Todd Allen Smith, and I spent some time talking to Todd, and then I finally got the nerve to create a little business card, and I went to a show, gave it to Todd. Todd turned around, gave it to Jay Fife, and said, what do you think? The very first words out of Jay's mouth was, "Where's your table?" And I'm like, I don't have a table. He said, "Well, why not?" And I said, "Because I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not doing." He's like, he didn't care. That kind of stuck with me, and then I went to another show and met Don Pedicini Jr., and I told him about the situation. He's like, "Yeah, you should look into it." So because of those three people encouraging me and my family saying that I should give it a go, I got a table. The biggest thing that actually made it possible, they gave me the jump start to do it, but I was working through, a member of Deviant Art at the time, and I came across some artists, Dan Schoening, one of them, who's the penciler for IDW's Ghostbusters comic. Met with Dan through Deviant Art. I said, "I really like your work. Do you mind if I color it?" He's like, "Sure." And so we did, the very first print I did of his was Animal Man, and then he liked it. I asked him if I could work on a Super Friends, because I'm a huge Super Friends, Super Powers guy, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." So I did some work on that, and then he asked if he could work with me on it, and he provided some additional coloring effects and the background, and we worked on that for every other Friday, and Saturdays and Sundays, 12 to 16 hours each day.
So you worked on Ghostbusters for IDW, and you mentioned you were an 80s kid. What was it like getting to color that story, work on it, and tell us a little bit about the process, the enjoyment of it, and if you were a fan of the movie before getting to work on it?
Absolutely. The Ghostbusters was completely, as far as I was concerned, comedy plus supernatural. I mean, it was a very unique film. When I watched it, I loved it. Always a huge Bill Murray fan, and the entire cast just gelled so well. It made the characters believable and just fun. It was just fun. As far as working with the Ghostbusters team at IDW, I haven't worked with a bunch of other studios or teams, but I can tell you that they would have a hard time living up to the IDW Ghostbusters team. They are professional. They are extremely supportive of everybody involved in the process. Dan was very helpful. Louis Delgado, who's the main colorist, or the colorist on the book, I mean, he made everything so simple for me that, as a fill-in colorist or an assistant colorist, I don't know what the term is, you always worry that you're going to do something different, and people are going to go, "Well, who colored these? This doesn't look anything like Louis," or "This doesn't look right," or I'm worried about that. So, but those 3 pages went well, which landed me another page, a couple of pages on issue 7.
Is there any future goals you have, whether it's to get a little more work, to work for a company, or work on a series? Is there anything you would love to do in the future if the opportunity presents itself?
As a dad, and a family guy with 4 kids, wife, and everything like that, I mean, the biggest thing, obviously, I had to take a look at is, supporting my family. I mean, if I could make a living to support my family doing this, I'd be all over it. I mean, no doubt. But in the same sense, I also pull myself back because I know there's still a lot that I have to learn. Doing pinup work is a lot different than actually doing a comic book.
You have one thing to pitch, plug, put out there for anyone watching this video to hear that you want to tell them about. This is the opportunity, whether it's a future project, whether it's another Comic-Con you're at, whether it's something you're doing or would like to work out. Maybe say, "Hey, I want to work with this person and do this project." What would that be? Or you can do everything and all of it.
Oh, that's a long... I'd like to continue working with Dan in whatever capacity. We still continue to work. I do have a print that was new for the Wizard World show, Captain America print that I did. Oh man, for people that I like to work with, Randy Green would be one that just comes off the top of my head. I'd like to work with Jerry Gaylord, who does, I think it's the Bill and Ted adventure comic. As far as anything to plug, I'll be at Sci-Fi in the Valley in Altoona this following weekend. I guess that's it. AndrewJHarmon.com is my website. I guess that would be about it. I'm a terrible pitch man.
It's all good. I'm Chris. I'm signing out of ComicsVerse. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. If it's social media, you will find us. Check out the rest of our interviews on YouTube. Check out Andrew Harmon here on his own website and his work on Deviant art as well.